Welcome to Texas, where it's hot as shit, and because of the audio and the way we film it, we can't turn on the AC. Hey y'all, what's up?
We gonna die.
That's gonna suck whenever we see Independence Day when it comes out in 3 weeks.
Right.
Any movie in July and August.
Any movie, Suicide Squad.
No.
That's gonna blow for us.
Yeah, it will.
Our hearts go out to Mr. Cassius Clay, who passed away this week. Great boxer, ardent activist, good man, great man. He was the champ.
And then he double dribbled balls that nobody could see.
I have no idea what you said just now.
Now he double dribbles ball.
I understand what you said. I don't understand why.
Because he has Parkinson. He had Parkinson since 42.
What?
Did you not know that?
The man just died and you made a Parkinson's joke?
It was on Epic Rap Battles of History.
What the fuck, man? Too soon!
Mona Lisa, you're an overrated piece of shit. So we just get out of Popstar. Never Stop, Never Stopping. I liked it. I thought it was funny.
I didn't. I laughed once.
Spoilers. Like, we need to say it because it's a silly, stupid film, but just in case you don't want this movie to be spoiled for you. Time code's right
Not there, because we decided to split this into two videos, one with spoilers and one without. So if you don't want any spoilers for Popstar, click on this link and you'll be able to watch our review with 2 highs, 2 lows, and the scores out of 6.
Never stopping.
with spoilers.
Is that supposed to be a playoff of Justin Bieber's movie, the Never Say Never movie?
Probably. It's a fucking parody of Popstar, or of a
pop
artist.
Popstar is a parody of a Pop Stars documentary.
Yeah.
Kind of like the One Direction one, or like the Bieber one.
Sure.
You know Bieber had 2? Why the fuck did we allow Bieber to have 2 documentaries to make it to theaters?
Idiotic fans.
God damn.
I like his new shit.
We really failed as a generation.
I will say that, you know, that's agreeable.
I like that Love Yourself song.
Love Yourself is great. Sorry's, I like that one.
He's such a little shit on Sorry, though.
He really
Here comes my shop advertisement. Every time that Love Yourself song comes on, we all sing it together in unison. Speedy Oil, Lover's Lane, come check us out.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So wait. Are you telling me that your shop is kind of like in Grease? Except you guys don't sing Grease Lightning, you sing Love Yourself by Justin Bieber? And you consider that a positive plug?
It follows Connor For Real, played by Andy Samberg, and his 2 friends from the Lonely Island. I don't know their names. Owen and Lawrence in the film. And they start off as the Style Boys, you know, just some little pop group that had some heat to it. Connor For Real eventually broke off and did a solo thing with Owen, the little short dude in Lonely Island, to be his DJ. And Lawrence ended up leaving the group because he hated Connor because he thought Connor stole something of his, or not stole, but he did steal. He stole credit for a song, or a cameo, a feature in a song that he won a Poppy for. And so Lawrence and Connor had a falling out and they weren't friends ever again. And then, you know, we just follow Connor. You know, he had a success of his first album that sold 4 million copies. You know, he was the #1 bestseller, or #1 top artist when his album came out, and yada yada yada. His album went #1, several singles, and we just follow him as the release of his second album comes up, where he wrote every single song. He had 100 producers for a 17-song album, and you know, it just follows him as, you know, his album sucks, and we just see the fallout of that. We see the fallout of an artist who once had great success have a shitty album, goes downhill, and it makes it hard to recover from himself. And it's being a parody, not a silly film. It actually has a valuable life lesson at the end, and that, you know, you should never forget where you come from and always have the backs of the people who have your back.
Nail on the head. Shit. Only thing I can add to that really is that the movie parodies a lot of modern pop events. Like, there's a bit where Connor starts a business deal with this line of household appliances like refrigerators, dryers, washing machines, that whenever you open them, they'll start playing his album. And the company installs his album into everyone's appliance. And so this kind of resembles the Jay-Z Samsung deal, where Jay-Z partnered with Samsung so that Samsung would buy 1 million of his copies before they were ever released. But then Samsung would have an app where the first 1 million people that download the app could get all the music for free. So there's that, but there's also the U2 iTunes scandal whenever U2 partnered with Apple to release, I think it was Songs of Innocence.
Yeah.
And they threw it on everybody's iTunes.
Yeah, I was
without asking.
I was pissed off about that. I was like, when the fuck did I add a U2 to my fucking iTunes?
Yeah, no, they
I got that.
They did that
I deleted it.
business-wise, and
Some of it was actually good, though.
Some of it was alright, but I'd rather have, you know, a solitaire app than listen to U2's new album.
the song that he was featured on was Catchphrase, and I thought that reminiscent of Kendrick Lamar's Control verse. That whenever Kendrick Lamar rapped on Control, it was a big move for him, and it shook up the industry. And here, it doesn't do quite the same thing. It jumpstarts Connor's solo career, so I guess same result, different ways of doing it. Connor gets an opening act. Who's the guy that plays Hunter the Hungry?
I want to look that up, yeah.
Because he reminds me of Hannibal Buress, but I know he's not Hannibal Buress. And what he is...
Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was too. I thought it was them making a joke about Tyler, the Creator, because he's singing about, like, fuck this, fuck everybody, fuck Connor, but then he starts rapping about random, like, kid stuff. I'm not gonna say I don't get it, because the critics really love Judd Apatow and love his work for the most part.
Yeah.
And the critics, I think, like The Lonely Island okay.
Popstar has a 78 on Rotten Tomatoes.
And it's certified fresh.
And it's certified fresh.
Okay.
I could see that. I mean, it was a smart, for what it was, it was a smart film. In my opinion, I thought it was, it had logic on what it did, and, you know, it actually showed heart, and it showed the legitimate downfall and uprising of people in the pop industry.
I thought when they were parodying the Samsung/U2 thing, I thought that was a pretty clever thing. Just, for me, it's the jokes. I really don't think the jokes land. They feel...
Overused?
It's not even overused. And random... I'm gonna say random, but it's not like random humor doesn't work. It feels like they're throwing a lot of random things at you and hoping that just the sheer mention of whatever catchphrase they're slinging at you at the moment lands. Like,
there was a lot of randomness to the jokes, yes. Like the catchphrase song, it was, he literally just saying random shit.
It's kind of like...
He said, like, what, like, something with cats?
There was like a cat. The one that got me a little bit was they have a giant head of Patrick Stewart, and they go, Patrick Stewart, money. And just the image of Patrick Stewart superimposed on the screen kind of gave me a little something.
Yeah. Speaking of Patrick Stewart, this movie had a lot of cameos.
I know.
Like, a lot.
There are more cameos in here than actors.
I'm
Which
sure of
I
that.
guess is another kind of slight at the pop documentary for having all these... The joke there is that there's so many cameos and all of them are kind of wrong. It's like in the One Direction movie where Martin Scorsese made a cameo.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, by the way. This is dead serious. Martin Scorsese was in One Direction, This Is Us.
Bullshit.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. I wish I was fucking lying. Look, it's Connor for real, and then they have Carrie Underwood and Nas and Ringo Starr in more than one scene. Like, they got Ringo Starr for more than one scene, but they got Paul McCartney to clap for one. And what's funny about most of that footage, some of the footage looks like it was taken from like a Grammy award show, and they just put the guys in there.
Like when it showed Rihanna and Katy Perry.
It looked like they weren't actually there.
Yeah, it looked like it was previously recorded like at the Grammys. Which I honestly thought whenever they showed like, you know, artists in a crowd like that, I thought, you know, oh yeah, that's, you know, that's definitely just rehashed footage.
Yeah. And I think that's a joke in and of itself too.
Yeah.
But even then, I didn't really get it. It's kind of like, oh, here's this person. Oh, here's this person. Here's Steven Tyler and some obviously fake footage. Oh.
He was clapping. He stood up and he was clapping.
I guess. Also, some of the jokes I thought were kind of old from Lonely Island material.
Oh yeah, I
there's that there's that song and he sings about equal rights where it's a song where he is saying that gay marriage should be legalized, even though it already is, but whatever.
A year ago. But
he says gay marriage should be legalized, and within, like, right after all of his verses, or right after each line in his verse, he says not gay, which that's a really blatant rip of No Homo.
Yeah.
And I thought No Homo was funnier because they're trying to convince themselves they're not gay when they're so obviously engaging in the action. Here, it just kind of... It didn't work. Because, you know, he'll say something like, I'm straight, I play sports. I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, gay men, not really stereotype for sports. But then he goes into some, like, random shit, like...
Just another thing.
Do you remember half of what he was saying?
Not at all.
And that's one of the things, too, for a comedy like this, that they're throwing so much at you, and none of it really lands. The only thing that kind of got me was, surprisingly, his turtle. There's a scene where he's had this turtle since he was a boy, and the turtle has, you know, the turtle dies. But it takes it completely seriously, and surprisingly, it's kind of heavy.
Yeah, it was
like, that's the one moment I felt legitimately invested, is when this turtle died.
There was a heavy scene in Popstar everybody.
Yeah.
In a parody spoof film.
It's always sad seeing the pet die. Though.
Oh, going back to Lonely Island, they brought Michael Bolton back.
Yeah. That was fun.
And I was thinking, because they were like, we've got you with the most dope surprise guest. And it wasn't really that big of a surprise. Like, oh, Michael Bolton's in this, just like he was in Jack Sparrow. Okay.
They had JT in it, too.
JT was more of like...
Yeah.
He had a small role. And I kind of get why he was there. I really like JT.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times I kind of enjoyed myself, because JT is a decent actor, and he got really involved in this tiny role where he's Connor's personal chef. Yeah. And he adores him to hell, and he's really obsessive about all the shapes that he's cutting all the food into. Carrots. He's got them in triangles and shredded and natural and, what was it, obelisk shaped?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, JT, you sound like you're trying. There's really not much to this. I mean, for all the talk of that this is a parody, the story goes exactly the way you think. And there's not much of a... I'll give it this, that I thought the chemistry between the three guys, the Lonely Island guys, they're great. And it's obvious because, you know, they've been together forever. Some of the bit parts, some of the supporting cast I thought was fine. Who played the manager?
That was Sarah Silverman.
No, that was his publicist, the black guy.
Oh, I don't know.
The black guy who plays the saxophone.
SNL
'Cause
black
he's cool.
guy.
Yeah. Was he Tim Meadows?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
Look at. I mean, if you like The Lonely Island, you'll probably like this. If you.
It's definitely better than just another SNL movie.
Was it a sketch from SNL?
I don't think it was I mean, Lonely Island is.
I know, but like.
I don't think it's a sketch. I think it's more
Just their thing.
It's a Lonely Island thing.
Okay.
They performed all the music in this.
So in lieu of writing an album, The Lonely Island basically made a movie.
Pretty much.
Okay. I mean, good for you guys. We've been talking about Popstar for honestly not that long. There's not much to say. And so we're going to do a new segment that we're bringing on this show called Two Highs, Two Lows. Just, what did you like? What did you dislike?
No spoilers.
And no spoilers at all. So we're going to start this time with Matt. Matt, two highs. What'd you like in this movie?
I like the fact that they used real celebrities, you know, as their, you know, instead of just shitty actors playing as fake celebrities.
Like a parody would.
Yeah.
Like how 50 Shades of Black had that same guy who was in other Marlon Wayans parodies, Haunted House. He played The Weeknd and stuff like that.
I don't
And let's see, my second, let's see. I did like the story, or the parody itself. There's not that many good parodies out, and I think this one was it played pretty well for a parody.
My two ups to this film, one is definitely, I like the story. I thought the story was, good for what it was. It just showed the basic rise and fall of a celebrity, and in a comedic fashion, and I thought everyone gave pretty good performances for what they were acting for. I can see why this is pretty good looking pretty good on Rotten Tomatoes. It was fun. It was funny. It kept me engaged in the film.
Some of the parody elements I mentioned, the Samsung/YouTube parody, worked for me. I think there are good ideas that they're parodying. I can kind of tell that they're piecing together a lot of pop culture from the past 5 years and stringing it all together. And they string it together in a way that doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel all over the place. Surprisingly, like, the humor is random, but this feels, it was a pretty basic story and you can get it across fine. I thought the ideas were good. There's one joke involving President Obama that got me to laugh. I won't spoil it, but it was pretty good. Matt, two lows, what didn't you like?
I felt like the movie went by too fast. Like,
well, I mean, you're right. This is less than an hour and a half. I think it's only 87 minutes long.
I'm looking it up right now.
I mean, cause like Barney said, I was pretty
86
engaged.
minutes.
Like, I wanted to see a little bit more. I kind of want. And what bothered me, my second thing, is the TMZ parodies.
Yeah, that guy.
Those were kind of silly.
That was obnoxious in their own right.
It was too obnoxious. It's like,
yeah,
the guy with the dreadlocks. He was the worst part.
Yeah.
And then I know this is a spoiler. You can cut it out, but
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
The cup scene. I get why you're doing the cup, because the guy always has the cup on TMZ. But really, you're gonna have
Oh, I didn't get that.
You're gonna have what's his face come around, drink everybody else's cups.
Oh, I assumed the cup thing was based off the show. I've never seen it.
Never seen. You never even.
We watched
TMZ for like a minute?
we watch TMZ religiously at work.
Oh, I bet.
No,
There's nothing else on it.
No, I haven't.
But no, yeah, that was out of the whole movie. That particular those scenes were just bugging me so much, especially the guy with the dreadlocks. Dude, you gotta work on your laugh. If your fake laughs, I mean, that was, I get it was a parody movie, but that was just overzealous, man.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna fucking, you having a seizure on the camera? What the fuck's going on? We had to call 911.
Two lows for this film.
Yep.
I love JT. I loved his little cameo in this film. I wish they would have used him a little more in it. Some of the random things they played off as jokes, like the catchphrase song, whenever they just said random shit.
Yeah, it was pretty
just random jokes that came out of nowhere and really just expected a cheap laugh at everybody.
Yeah.
Just gonna roll up the window. Okay. We heard a black man shout when he rolled up the window.
Was that a black dude?
Probably.
Wow, that's racist. You didn't even know if it was a black dude.
It sounded like a black.
That's a white dude.
Oh, he's got a black.
It's that That is the whitest white dude you could ever see. You racist piece of shit. I'm gonna consolidate one low and just say the humor. A lot of it was random. A lot of it didn't land, especially the TMZ. What would I even do for a second low? What would I even fucking do for a second low for this?
You're right. Those are the whitest faggots ever.
And you said they were black guys.
They're trying.
That's racist as shit.
They're trying to be black.
Fucking wiggers. I've got one. This movie is 87 minutes and 86 minutes, and it felt like 2.5 hours.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of what happens whenever all the jokes aren't landing. It just feels like they're barraging you with a lot of stuff, and it's just not hitting, and you want the jokes to be over. And yeah, I thought it felt too long despite being really short.
For 100 Cinemark points, I can download Mona Lisa song from Popstar.
You could probably get that off iTunes.
Yeah, but I can get it free off of Connections.
You can get it illegally for free too.
Yeah. That's true.
I think this movie's gonna make its money back. If it's certified fresh, it's definitely gonna make its money back.
Oh yeah.
There's no real losers in this, except for, just if you're not really into The Lonely Island, you're probably not gonna be into this. You probably don't even give a shit.
But who's not into The Lonely Island?
That's true.
They're fucking
People with
fantastic.
no real taste aren't into The Lonely Island completely. I'm on a Boat is a classic.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, no, it is.
It is a classic.
That will survive the annals of time.
I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat with my swim trunks and my flippy floppies. Y'all stuck in Kinko's making copies.
I'm on a boat and it's going fast and I'm the king of the world on a boat like Leo. If you own the show, then
You show ain't me-o.
Get the fuck up! This boat is real! Fuck, Lynn, I'm on
a boat, motherfucker. We're gonna close this out with scores. Honestly, I just thought Popstar wasn't funny. It's not the best. It recycles a lot of the Lonely Island's old stuff. A lot of the jokes are random or low-hanging fruit, and it just didn't make me laugh. A solid 2 out of 6.
Wow, really?
I just didn't like. Well, 2 out of 6 just means I didn't like it, and I just didn't like it.
Matthew?
I'll give it a 4.
4?
So you liked it? Just
Didn't like that.
you liked it.
I'm gonna give Popstar a 4.5.
What?
I enjoyed this film.
Enjoy is 5, right? 4.5 is between, like, you liked it, but you didn't quite enjoy it yet.
I guess you gave it a 5 then, huh?
Fuck it, I'll give it a 5. Change my rating. Scratch that shit out.
Alright.
Damn.
So, Barnyard basically wrecked the curve. That's HalfKocked's verdict. 3.67 out of 6 stars. Kind of between okay and we liked it from all of us.
Yeah.
So, alright. We'll be back with Now You See Me 2, The Conjuring 2, and I'll try to get a video in with Britt Tuesday night.
Okay.
What about next Friday?
That's...
Like,
that is
next Friday.
Oh, next Friday. We got Finding Dory.
We got Finding Dory. We got
And Central Intelligence.
Central Intelligence.
We got Finding Dory and Central Intelligence.
Is Independence Day that week too?
No, Independence Day is the week after that.
Next Friday is my payday.
Hey,
Fuck yes.
You ready? Ready for that Dory?
I'm bringing me a Dory plush.
Fuck yeah.
Please leave a like button, or please press the like button on this video. Subscribe, comment, share.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for actual breaking news that breaks so hard it can tear through concrete, steel, the Earth's molten fucking core.
If you stuck through the end of this video, you know what to do. So, we'll see you later next week for the sequels week.
Sequels week.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey.
All right. Peace out, motherfuckers.